Hi there, welcome back to the Yoga Club. I'm Cintamani Cloud, and in today's yoga session, I'm going to be inviting us to do some deep cleaning of the shoulders, upper back, and neck. These are areas that hold stress and tension for many of us just from our daily alignment and our daily living. Some of us are dealing with chronic pain and injury there as well, or acute injury. So this is going to be a really therapeutic session to help us heal those areas of the body, and then we can come back to our correct alignment and hopefully feel really good from this practice. We're not going to need a yoga mat today. We're going to just be standing up, and we're going to try to do this in a quick 20-minute session. Stay tuned for any notifications, and hopefully you'll get what you need. Namaste. All right, from our mountain pose, we're going to keep the feet about hip distance apart for a nice foundation and a good understanding. And we're going to start with some gentle shoulder rolls. We're going to also try to move with our breath. So as you inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you exhale, we'll roll them down the back. And we're going to do that 2 more times. And really try to squeeze them up towards the ears and squeeze them back behind you, then depress them down and roll them forward. We really want to exaggerate the movements. And now we'll go forward, lifting the shoulders up and rolling them down. Up and forward and down, and then we're squeezing them back and lifting them up again. All right, now we'll lift the shoulders up one last time. We're going to hold here, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now squeeze them back together towards the spine. Now we're going to engage the core to lock the shoulders in the girdle, and we're going to turn our palms to face out. We're bringing the thumbs to face back behind us. We're going to do some arm lifts with our breath. Inhaling, we're going to draw our arms up and overhead, draw the core in to help lock the shoulders into place, and exhale as you lower your arms back down. You don't have to move your head. We can move just our arms, inhaling and exhaling. And we'll do one more, inhaling and exhaling. So we really want to try to keep the core engaged to help lock the shoulders into the shoulder girdle and keep them in place. Now for our next movement, we're going to add a forward fold, and we're going to really be conscientious to not lock the neck and head. So we're going to inhale our arms up and overhead, maybe looking up. And as we exhale, we're going to come forward. And as we come forward, we're going to bring our hands forward. Maybe we need blocks or blankets or towels underneath the hands. Maybe we just bring our hands to our shins, but either way, we need to release this neck and head. So you want to release the neck and head and look back behind you. Let's aim for 2 more breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And we're going to come back up to standing on the inhale. Let your arms dangle forward, your neck and chin too. And as we come up to standing, we're going to do a roll. Lift the shoulders up, bring them back behind us, turn the palms to face out. And now we really want to lift the head up and back, and we want to tuck the chin in. So you should start to feel a lightness in the neck and shoulders when we start to pull the head back and tuck the chin in. We're also going to gently draw in our core. This is our anchor. Get ready to come into our next movement, coming into some shoulder rolls. I'm actually going to turn the palms to face the thighs. We're going to roll the shoulders up and back, and we're going to try to clasp the hands together back behind us. And I'll turn so that you can see the clasping from the rear here. We're going to bring our fingers together, and if your palms start to touch, that's good for the first gesture of pulling the shoulders towards the spine. But now I'm going to ask you to widen your palms apart. And this is going to create a nice 90-degree angles between your palms and your forearms. And then from here, we're going to try to anchor through the core and the glutes too. Pull the head up and back, draw the chin in, and we're going to try to pull the hands away from the lower back any amount. Pull the shoulders up and back. We're standing up tall, and we're trying to lift the hands away from the lower back any amount. Deep breathing here. And one more breath, and then we'll exhale to release. We'll let go of the hands, and we'll do some shoulder rolls to release that. And then we're gonna pause with the hands opening wide, thumbs facing back behind us, inhaling the arms up and overhead, and exhale into a forward fold. Remembering we're gonna release the neck and head and look back behind us for 2 more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And we'll come up to standing. Maybe you'll widen your palms apart right away and lift the arms up as you inhale and exhale to release. All right, for our next stretch, we're gonna work on the neck more exclusively. So first we're gonna begin with different gazes. To start, we're gonna turn our head to the left, chucking the chin in, and we're gonna try to imagine that with our shoulders pulling nicely back behind us, we take our chin over towards our left shoulder for 2 more breaths. If you need to turn your palms to face out with thumbs back behind you, that'll help widen the shoulders apart. Good. And on the next inhale breath, we'll look up towards the screen and exhale towards our right side. 1 more breath here. And then we're gonna inhale up to center, and now we're gonna exhale, chin down towards the neck, chin down towards the chest. Inhale the arms up, maybe even interlacing the fingers, and we'll place some weight onto the head as we pull the chin into the chest. Draw the core in, still standing up tall as we pull the head down. 1 more breath. And then we'll inhale the arms up as the head lifts up, and exhale to release. And now we're gonna look up as we inhale. And you can turn your palms to face out as we exhale, drawing the shoulders down the back. 1 more breath. And then we'll exhale to release. And now from here, we wanna recheck with our alignment, drawing the tailbone under and pulling the entire abdominals in, squeezing through the glutes. This is our anchor. We've made sure to lift the shoulders up and to roll them down the back, but then widen them apart, interlocking them into our shoulder girdle. Now we're gonna do some neck stretches for the sides of the neck. We'll inhale, right arm up. We'll bring the hand towards the left side of the head. Take an inhale, here's the chin draws in, and exhale as you bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Deep in sound breathing here. If you need to close the eyes, that's okay too. We should be feeling a nice stretch along the inseam of the left side of your neck. Sometimes it goes down into the shoulder too. And for some of us, you might feel this down the back of the shoulder, towards the spine. Trying to relax the muscles in the jaw, around the lips, the tongue. All right, 1 more breath here. We do a little bit of a longer hold here. Now we're gonna inhale to lift the head straight up, right arm 2, and exhale to release. We'll turn the right palm out now, inhaling left arm up, and we'll come towards the right side of the head. Take another inhale to adjust the position of the head, and exhale as you bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And now we wanna make sure we're not clenching in any of the muscles around the jaw, or around the eyes, the temples, the forehead. Deep in sound breathing. See if you can inhale slowly and evenly in through your nose, and exhale slowly and evenly out through the nose. Using the abdominals as an anchor to help keep the shoulders in place, back behind us and widening apart. We're looking for that deep stretch along the inseam of the right side of the neck. All right, last breath here. We're gonna inhale to lift the head up and the left arm too, and then we can exhale to release. We'll turn the left hand out, thumb facing back behind us. We'll inhale our arms up. Exhale as we retrace that circle, coming into a nice mountain pose. Shoulders are drawing back and widening apart. We're standing up nice and tall. We draw the abdominal muscles in. We tuck the tailbone under, bring the hips forward, and engage those glutes. So we're gonna come into another stretch for the shoulders now. We're gonna come into a tricep stretch. I'm gonna turn to face the back wall for a moment. We're making sure we stand up nice and tall. And we're gonna inhale our right arm up, and we're gonna pat ourselves on the back. And we're going to try to, as much as we can, bring the elbow up to the ceiling and the arm in close to the head. Some of us will be feeling a nice stretch here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can inhale your left arm up and come towards that right elbow. Trying to pull that elbow even more into place to feel a stretch along the tricep, and for some of us, dramatically in the back side of the shoulder. But most of us should get a nice tricep stretch here. If you've done this posture before and you're familiar with the option B, I'll be demoing another option next. So instead of having left hand at elbow, we can actually bring left hand below us and try to see if we can meet the right fingers. And if that's not possible, you can actually have a towel or a strap there where right hand is holding the top of the towel and left hand the other side of the towel. So just trying to pull the elbow up to the ceiling and keep the arm parallel to the head and neck as we draw in and anchor through the glutes and the core for one more breath. And then we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale to release. So coming into that slowly, if you need to do some shoulder rolls before second side, that could help. All right, we'll turn the palms to face out. We'll inhale left arm up and we'll pat ourselves on the back. Some of us, this should be our option A. Some of us will stay right here, getting plenty of a stretch in the shoulder and the tricep. Some of us will be inhaling right arm up to come grab that left elbow. And if you want to work both shoulders at the same time and go beyond the triceps, some of us will be actually taking right arm, palm is facing away from you, you see that? And then trying to meet the fingers. And if maybe you're here, you can just, if feeling enough of a stretch, pull the shoulders back, or maybe you grab a towel or a strap. But if it's too challenging, if you're struggling with that position, you should probably be here. We'll aim for one more breath. And then we'll all inhale our arms up and exhale to release. Let's do one more movement. Inhaling the arms up. And exhale to release. And as I turn around, maybe we'll do some shoulder rolls. Getting ready for our next stretch. We'll throw in a forward fold just to help break up the work that we're doing. We're doing a lot in that upper back, neck, and shoulder. So we'll turn the palms to face out, inhaling arms up. Draw the core in, exhale, dive forward. We got to remember to release this neck and head as we come forward. 2 more breaths here. And then inhaling to lift up, you can let the arms dangle, and then we'll turn the palms to face out. We'll draw a nice big circle around us, and exhale, Samastitihi. Even and equal standing between right and left side of the body. We want to remember the shoulders are up and back and widening apart so that we can get a little bit of lightness through the neck and the head. Now we're going to try another stretch that's going to affect us from the shoulders right down the arm. We're going to inhale our left arm up, and we're going to bring our right hand to grab this left hand here. And I'll turn to demo that from the side. We want to make sure the whole hand is pulling in towards us. The shoulder is in the shoulder girdle, and this should get us a nice stretch in the wrist and maybe a little bit through the forearms. We'll aim for 3 more breaths here. And we're really in control of this stretch, so you're going to be pulling your hand in to meet your edge. 1 more breath. And we're going to release, and we're going to do some hand rolls. And we'll do the inside and outside. We're going to get ready for 1 more movement on the same arm in the same shape. We'll have the extended left arm, and we're going to pull the palm, the fingertips are facing up, and we want to make sure all 5 fingers are now coming back. As we keep the shoulder locked in the girdle, and we try to find the core and the glutes to help keep the body in place here. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then we get to release, and you can shake that out if you'd like to. Getting ready for our second side now. Making sure that we're in the position with shoulders and our anchor. Inhaling our right arm up. Our left hand is going to clasp the front side of that right hand and pull all 5 fingers back towards yourself. And you're really creating the stretch, so you're in control. And we want to make sure the arm is really straight, that the wrist is in line with the shoulder, and the shoulder is pulled back and in the shoulder girdle. I'm getting a nice stretch. I feel this down the hands and up the forearm. And 1 more breath here. And then we can release, and we're gonna do our hand rolls in and out, 3 on each side maybe. And the other way. We'll get ready for the next gesture where our finger's gonna face up now. We're gonna bring our left hand to the right hand and pull all 5 fingers back. I'm trying to remember to anchor. It's okay if we lose it. I lose it too, and then we just come back into it. Squeeze the glutes, draw the core in for 2 more breaths. And now we can release. And we can shake that out. I'm trying to think. I think we've got all our, we got one more that we're gonna try to do. So now we're gonna try to widen the feet apart a little bit more than they were at the start. So a little bit more than hip distance. We'll do a couple shoulder rolls. We're gonna do one more big shoulder class that's gonna put it all together. And maybe we'll notice that we can go a little bit deeper than we did before. We're gonna bring the hands together back behind us to interlace the fingers. If we have to start with bringing the palms together just to get this position, that's good. And then we're gonna try to widen the palms apart and use the fingers to hold this clasp in place. And then with our core engaged and our hips forward, we stand up nice and tall. We bring the head up and draw the chin in. We take an inhale. And we're gonna exhale into a forward fold. And this is gonna help us get maybe a little bit deeper into the stretch as we are able to pull the hands even further now away from the back. And it's gonna put together our forward folds that we were doing. So we're gonna be getting deep stretch in the backside of the legs. Maybe you're able to practice in drawing the core in here so you can feel the stretch up the spine as well as we get into the shoulders. Releasing the neck and head. 2 more breaths. And as we come up to standing, you can release the clasp and come up really slowly, or bend into your knees deeply and then keep the clasp as you inhale to lift up to standing. Your hands will come back to your lower back. You release the clasp and we'll do some shoulder rolls. And we got one more stretch coming up. We're gonna step the feet back to hip distance apart for our mountain pose, standing with a nice firm placement of the feet. We're gonna inhale our arms up and the palms are gonna face forward. And now, like we're giving ourselves a hug, we're gonna take this left hand and bring it over the right, and we're gonna make an X in front of us once the elbows meet. Once we get to this position, we're gonna try to pull the arms back so that the shoulders come back behind us into the shoulder girdle. We're gonna bend at the elbows and see if our hands can come to our shoulders, and not the tops if we can, the sides. And maybe some of us are already gonna be feeling intense stretches on your upper back and your shoulders, and we're gonna pay attention to where the head and neck is. We're pulling the head back in space and tucking the chin in. We're trying to lift these elbows up. Now, I already feel a stretch, so some of us are gonna just stay right here, but if you wanna explore the next position, try to bring the backs of your hands together. And then we're gonna try to keep the elbows lifting up in line with those shoulders, and maybe pulling the hands a little bit away from the face. And if you have the flexibility for a double cross so that you're linking at elbows and wrists, just making sure that we're not making any strange shapes to try to get the double cross, we can come back to this position instead, okay? Or we can come back to this position instead. And wherever you are, 2 more breaths. Widen the shoulders apart as we anchor through the core. All right, and we're gonna inhale the arms out to the sides. And exhale to release. And that's a big one for me too. I do that one daily. Let's lift the shoulders up and roll them down the back. And we're gonna do that on the other side. So we're gonna inhale our arms up. And now we're gonna cross this left hand underneath the right. We make an X and our elbows are crossed, and that's where we pause once the elbows meet. And then we're gonna try to give ourselves a hug. Maybe on one side you'll notice a lot of tightness that wasn't on the other side. So just processing what happens here, and see if you can lift the elbows up because they're often gonna come down. You wanna lift them in line with those shoulders, pulling the shoulders away from each other, anchoring through the core here as we lift the head up and draw the chin in. If you wanna see what happens when you try to float the backs of the hands together, you can try that. Intensifies the stretch for me, and if some of us have a double cross, you can go there, but we wanna make sure that we're keeping this shape where the arms and wrists and fingers are all staying straight. And maybe you're here, wherever you are, we'll be for 2 more breaths. All right, we're getting to the end of our practice here. Let's inhale to stretch our arms out and exhale to release. And nice inhales, we lift our arms up and overhead. And exhale as we dive forward. Let's shake it out as we come forward here. Shake out the neck and head. 2 more breaths. Hang like a rag doll if you can here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll inhale up to standing. All right. Last couple of shoulder rolls and we're all done. All right. So if you can do that practice daily to help alleviate yourself from any pain in the body. You can also do this practice daily as a preventative measure to keep that area of the body open, strong, and safe. And also just try to remember in your daily life, if you can keep this alignment where the shoulders are lifting up and rolling back and widening apart behind you. That's going to be one of the key ways to also prevent further injury or pain from occurring in the body. Always engaging a little bit through the core and the glutes, and that helps anchor the shoulders in position. All right, I hope you found what you needed from today's practice, and I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Namaste.